good. The song is, when you think about how it was written, it's a great song, right? But the lyrics don't line up with the word of God, right? So she knew. She said, "CeCe, I want you to be in this video, but I know you're not going to be in it." I said, "You're absolutely right."
What's going on with CeCe Winans? The famous gospel singer, known for hits like Mercy Said No, is in the spotlight again. But this time, it's not just about her music. At 59, she is ready to address long-running rumors about her personal life.
But notice how that message was all wrapped up in the beat, right? Y'all get so hooked onto these beats, and it's like demonic. You're listening to demonic stuff, and you wonder why you don't know what's going on.
Why has she chosen this moment to speak out? What does it mean for her future? In this video, we will explore the surprising alleged news about CeCe and her husband. But first, let's take a look at her early life and background. Who is CeCe Winans, and how did she become a music icon?
All came out singing, and so it was something that was effortless.
CeCe Winans, originally named Priscilla Winans, was born on October 8, 1964. Her parents, David and Dolores Winans, were overjoyed when she arrived. They had waited a long time for a daughter after having 7 sons. The boys, David, Ronald, Marvin, Carvin, Daniel, Michael, and Benjamin, who was lovingly called BB, were excited to welcome their new sister. CeCe was soon joined by 2 more sisters, Angelique and Debbie. Together, they completed the Winans family. The name CeCe comes from a special bond with her grandmother, Laura House. Laura was not just a grandmother to CeCe, she was also her close friend. CeCe often called her sister. As CeCe grew up, the name evolved from Priscilla to CeCe, a nickname that would become famous in gospel music.
For us, wanting to sing, I don't know when that happened. I think that happened later on in life, because actually as a child they made.
CeCe's grandmother played a big role in her life. She offered wisdom and support that CeCe would remember forever. One piece of advice from her grandmother stood out. "God's got his hands on you, CeCe. Just keep your hands in his hands and you'll be all right." This message of faith guided CeCe throughout her life. David and Dolores Winans were very dedicated to their faith and family. They raised their 10 children with love and strong values. David worked hard as a barber and taxi driver, while Dolores helped support the family with her job at Metropolitan Hospital. Even though they did not have a lot of money, their home was rich in love, faith, and music.
Probably in my early teenage years, maybe about 15, 16. I started doing a few professional things here and there and realized it was becoming a love of mine. One of my first jobs was singing background for Andre Crouch on a CD. So that was very exciting for me.
Music was a big part of life in the Winans household. Both parents loved gospel music and even met while singing in Detroit's Lemon Gospel Chorus in 1950. This passion for music and their strong faith shaped how they raised their children. From an early age, CeCe was surrounded by gospel music. The sounds of hymns and praise filled their home on Woodingham Street in Westside Detroit. CeCe first sang publicly when she was just 7 years old. She performed "Fill My Cup" for her church congregation. Even though she was a shy child, her talent shone through when she sang about God. People who knew the Winans family were not surprised by her performance. Singing was a normal part of their daily lives. CeCe's mother often sang while cooking, and her father harmonized while getting ready for Sunday school.
After our father heard us sing with my mother, who played the piano, and we did a good job, then he said, "Oh, I'm taking these guys," and then we became a quartet group.
Okay.
Christmas was a special time for the Winans family. Instead of exchanging gifts, they held an annual Christmas concert for their community. This concert was a way to celebrate the true meaning of Christmas and share their love for music. David and Dolores wanted their children to understand the importance of giving and sharing joy during the holiday season. The concert at Mercy Hall has become a big event that many people look forward to each year. CeCe Winans is at the heart of this excitement. She grew up in Detroit, and her early life was filled with music and faith. In interviews, CeCe often talks about how important her family's musical history is to her. For her, singing is not just a job, it's a calling from God. From a young age, CeCe understood that music was more than just a career. It was a way for her to share her faith and connect with others. This realization pushed her to focus on gospel music, where she could use her talent to touch people's hearts. Her journey in music started when she was just 17 years old. She joined her brother, CeCe Winans, as a singer on the television show Praise the Lord. This opportunity opened many doors for them. They became known in the Christian music scene, and their first album, Lord Lift Us Up, was a huge success, going platinum.
Howard McClary had me and CeCe sing the lead as a duet. And that was the beginning of BB and CeCe.
Singing with BB is my favorite place to sing. I love singing next to him.
While CeCe was making waves with BB, the rest of the Winans family was also busy. Her 4 older brothers, David, Ronald, Marvin, and Carvin, formed their own gospel group called the Winans. They became well-known and won many awards for their music. Meanwhile, CeCe's brother Daniel started his own solo career. Marvin even opened a church in Detroit that grew to have about 3,000 members.
When did you know personally that you had this gift, and who can you accredit the fostering of that gift?
Our parents.
When CeCe was 19, her life took a big turn. She married Alvin Love, who was 16 years older than her. Their meeting was a bit of luck. Alvin was a friend of CeCe's brother Ronald. He came over for a bowling night and later visited CeCe and BB in North Carolina. A year after they met, CeCe and Alvin got married. This meant CeCe moved back to Detroit, and she had to take a break from her music partnership with BB. During this time, CeCe managed her new life as a wife and started her career. She even went to beauty school and opened a salon with Alvin. Her father worked as a barber there, and Alvin had a job at Xerox. Even with her busy life, CeCe still performed with BB when she could. In spring 1985, CeCe became a mom for the first time when she had her son, Alvin III. This new chapter in her life brought more chances for her to record and perform with BB. To help CeCe with her career, Alvin got a job transfer to Nashville, a city known for gospel music. This move allowed CeCe to team up with BB again and take their music to the next level. However, her journey hasn't always been easy. In September 2004, CeCe got very sick. At first, she thought it was just the flu, but soon she learned it was much worse, a serious stomach infection. This illness was so severe that she needed to go to the hospital for surgery. Because of this health scare, she had to postpone the second half of her tour. Like many celebrities, she has also faced her share of rumors and controversies. One big moment came in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. At that time, the Trump administration wanted to use celebrities in ads to help reassure people. CeCe's name was mentioned, and this caused a lot of buzz among her fans and the public. People wondered if CeCe was teaming up with someone many saw as controversial.
With my face on there, with Dennis Quaid, and all of that. And I was like, what is this? And then, of course, I saw other articles. CeCe is a part of the re-election campaign support for President Trump. And I was like, what?
The rumors quickly spread. Was CeCe really working with a political figure like Trump? This question got many talking, and the speculation grew. To clear the air, CeCe decided to speak directly to her fans. She posted a video on Twitter to explain what was going on. In the video, she confirmed that she had talked with U.S. Surgeon General Jerome Adams. However, she made it clear that the discussion was only about public health. They focused on the importance of wearing masks and staying safe during the pandemic. CeCe stressed that her involvement was not about politics. She only wanted to help people stay safe during a tough time. Her sincerity was evident as she spoke about her desire to save lives. She encouraged her followers to take care of themselves and their families, ending with a heartfelt message, "God bless you." This was CeCe's way of showing that her actions came from a place of love and concern, not a political agenda.
When your aim is to please him in everything you do, guess what? A lot of things are not going to even come your way.
Another area where CeCe faced rumors was regarding her faith and views on popular culture. In 2021, a video surfaced showing her giving a sermon at Highland College Chapel. In this sermon, she talked about how important it is to please God and avoid bad influences. To make her point, she shared a story about her late friend Whitney Houston. CeCe recalled how Whitney invited her to be in the music video for I'm Every Woman. But CeCe felt she couldn't be in it because she disagreed with some of the lyrics. She mentioned one line, "I can cast a spell," which made her uncomfortable. This sparked a lot of conversations about how her faith affects her career choices. In her sermon, she also shared strong opinions about certain music, even calling some beats demonic. This led to different reactions. Some people thought she was too strict, while others admired her for sticking to her beliefs. CeCe's friendship with Whitney Houston was also a topic of interest. In a 2021 interview, CeCe described Whitney as a true friend who often visited her home to relax and go to church together. This helped clear up any rumors that CeCe's religious beliefs drove a wedge between them. Although she has a duet with Whitney Houston called "Count on Me," this song was part of the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack and became a huge hit. It reached number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart and number 4 on the Adult Contemporary chart. It also made it to number 8 on the R&B singles chart and was certified gold in the United States. This collaboration not only showcased CeCe's talent, but also helped her reach new fans beyond gospel music. It showed that she could connect with listeners from different musical backgrounds. When the TV character Ellen, played by Ellen DeGeneres, announced in April that she was a lesbian, it was a big moment. About 36.2 million people watched that episode on the ABC show Ellen.
Susan, I'm gay.
Among those viewers were 2 sisters, Angie and Debbie Winans. Angie was 29 at the time, and Debbie was 26. They are the youngest siblings in the famous gospel family, with their older brothers and sisters, BB and CeCe Winans, being well-known gospel singers. After seeing the episode, Angie and Debbie felt they had something to say. They didn't agree with what they saw and decided to express their thoughts through music. They wrote a song called "Not Natural," which is about their beliefs on homosexuality and what they see as immoral behavior.
It's not natural. No, that's not the way it goes.
The song became part of their album Bold, which came out in October. The lyrics include lines like, "It's not natural," and "just because it's popular doesn't mean it's cool." They believe that being gay goes against how God planned things. The Winans sisters received a lot of backlash for the song. Some people didn't take it well at all. They even received death threats, were criticized in gay newspapers, and got harassing phone calls. People also boycotted their music because they disagreed with their message. However, the sisters made it clear that they don't hate gay people. They said their message is more about family values. Angie Winans explained, "If we're going to talk about making families stronger, we have to talk about what's tearing them apart." From their point of view, homosexuality is one of those things. On the other hand, some people saw Ellen's coming out moment in a positive light. For example, Al Gore, who was the vice president at the time, praised the show for starting important conversations. He gave a speech on October 16th, saying that when Ellen's character came out as gay, it forced millions of Americans to look at the topic of sexual orientation more openly. Let's talk about some shocking rumors about BB and CeCe Winans and Shirley Caesar. Word on the street is that they haven't been completely honest with their fans about certain parts of their lives. Someone from a source made a comment saying, "I first heard about this from a high school friend who joined a gospel choir. He got the chance to sing around North America with his choir and even met BB Winans. But instead of being excited about meeting him, my friend was disappointed. Why? BB Winans made a pass at him. My friend, who is heterosexual, felt uncomfortable and ended up dropping out of the church choir because of it." Over the years, rumors have floated around about the Winans' sexuality, but the public hasn't really caught on. According to another source, rumor has it that CeCe Winans was in a relationship with Whitney Houston for over 20 years. The source claimed that both CeCe and Whitney were bisexual. It's been said that people who work closely with CeCe know this but keep it quiet. The real shock for many is the thought that these gospel artists are making money from churches that preach against homosexuality, even though they might be gay or bisexual themselves. I mean, it's no news that a relative of Shirley Caesar, Cassietta George, another gospel singer, came forward and said Shirley is a lesbian. The same person claims Shirley was involved with several young women during her time in gospel music. These kinds of secrets aren't new in the gospel world. Take Daryl Coley, for example. He spoke openly about being gay and said he was delivered from it. And remember James Cleveland, another famous gospel singer? He was rumored to have had relationships with younger men before he passed away in 1991.
Always sad. But were falling out for James Cleveland. They paid to go see James Cleveland, church folk. Well, it was well known that James Cleveland was homosexual. They're homosexual.
Even Mickey Howard, an R&B singer, said her mother was a lesbian when she was part of the gospel group, the Caravans. People have been whispering about homosexuality in the gospel industry for years. In fact, Bobby Brown, Whitney Houston's ex-husband, dropped hints a long time ago that Whitney might have been bisexual. But many people didn't believe it, thinking Bobby was the one responsible for her problems, especially her addiction issues. Many gospel artists have hidden parts of their lives for years. It's not easy for these artists, though. If they were to openly admit to being gay or bisexual, their careers might suffer. Sales could drop, and churches might stop supporting them. But as always, take everything you hear with a pinch of salt.
Next to him.
Singing with family is easy. And that's not just knowing their vocal ability, which I know CeCe's vocal ability and CeCe knows mine, but also...
Anyway, back to CeCe Winans and her husband Alvin. Now, even with her busy music career, CeCe always said that being a wife and mother was her favorite job. She looked up to her parents and learned from them about putting God first and going to church regularly as a family. Balancing her roles as a wife, mother, and a singer was not easy, but CeCe managed it with grace. CeCe and her brother, B.B. Winans, made music together. Their first album, called CeCe Winans, came out in 1987. They followed this with another album called Heaven in 1988. These albums helped them become popular in both gospel and Christian contemporary music. However, everything changed for CeCe in 1991 when they released an album called Different Lifestyles. This album was a huge success. It not only made them famous in the Christian music scene, but also gained attention in the mainstream market. Songs like Addictive Love and I'll Take You There climbed the charts, showcasing CeCe's powerful voice and emotional performances. In interviews, CeCe often talks about how their success was a bit surprising. At first, they were asked to sing with a group on a Christian TV network in Charlotte, North Carolina. They performed a song called Lord Lift Us Up, which was a new version of Love Lift Us Up. The audience loved their performance, leading to invitations to sing at different churches. This opened doors for them to record music. CeCe and BB hadn't planned to be a duet, but the demand for their performances pushed them into that direction. Despite their growing fame, CeCe stayed true to her family and faith. She never chased the spotlight just to be famous. Instead, she viewed her music as a ministry, a way to share her faith and inspire others. Even with the pressure of performing, CeCe found happiness in her roles as a wife and mother. She often said that while she loved singing, her life is full of faith and family, and she has touched the hearts of many people with her music. One amazing story from her life shows how strong her faith is. There was a time when CeCe's brother, Ronald, suffered from a serious heart condition. Doctors told the family that he was dead. This was a very tough moment for everyone. But CeCe's father asked the doctors to pray before giving up on Ronald. The family gathered to pray, and shortly after they began, the doctors were able to revive Ronald. This powerful moment shows how faith can make a difference, even in the darkest times.
Beautiful spirit.
Lord, help me. A wonderful woman.
After years of success as a duo, CeCe decided to go solo in 1995. Her first solo album, Alone in His Presence, marked a significant moment not just for her, but for gospel music as a whole. This album became one of the few gospel albums to sell more than 1 million copies. CeCe won a Grammy Award and 2 Dove Awards, including the Female Vocalist of the Year, for her amazing work. Building on her solo success, CeCe released another album called Everlasting Love in 1998. This album achieved gold certification and included popular singles like Well All Right and Slippin'. It mixed soulful gospel tracks with contemporary sounds, showing CeCe's talent for blending different genres while staying true to her gospel roots. One of the standout songs on this album was written and produced by Lauryn Hill, adding a unique R&B flavor to her music. Later that same year, CeCe released a holiday album called His Gift. This album reflected her love for Christmas and her desire to spread joy and hope during the holiday season. His Gift was a festive collection of songs that touched the hearts of listeners. CeCe Winans took a big step by starting her own recording company called Pure Springs Gospel. This choice showed how much she wanted to have control over her music and help other artists in the gospel world. It was a bold move that showed her dedication to her craft. The first album released under her label was Alabaster Box. This album was very personal for CeCe. She worked with the famous gospel singer Fred Hammond, who helped produce it. The talented a cappella group Take Six also made a special guest appearance on the album. Alabaster Box was a big hit, both with fans and critics. It helped CeCe prove that she could stand out as a solo artist while still bringing fresh ideas to gospel music. In 2000, CeCe released a concert VHS titled Live at the Lambs Theater in New York. This project was a celebration of her career so far. It featured live performances of her songs from earlier albums, showing her growth as an artist. It was a special moment for her and her fans. In 2001, she put out a self-titled album, CeCe Winans. One of the songs, Anybody Wanna Pray, featured the Christian rap group Grits. This was an exciting collaboration that brought a new flavor to her music. Another single from the album, Say a Prayer, became popular in the contemporary Christian music scene, showing that her music could reach a broader audience. Fast forward to 2021, CeCe released her first live worship album called Believe for It. This album was very successful and earned her 3 more Grammy Awards in 2022. With each album, CeCe proves that she is one of the most important voices in gospel music. Her latest single, Goodness of God, came out in September 2022, further showing her influence in the music world. CeCe's passion for music didn't stop there. On April 26, 2024, she released her highly anticipated second live album called More Than This. The single, That's My King, quickly became popular, topping the hot gospel charts. To promote her new album, CeCe appeared on many big TV shows, like The Kelly Clarkson Show and The Jennifer Hudson Show. She even performed Goodness of God on the season finale of American Idol with contestant Roman Collins. Over the years, CeCe Winans has received many awards for her incredible work. She has won 15 Grammy Awards out of 31 nominations, 28 Dove Awards, and 16 Stellar Awards. Additionally, she has been honored with 6 BET Awards, 7 NAACP Image Awards, and 1 Soul Train Lady of Soul Award. Her contributions to music are recognized with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and the Nashville Music City Walk of Fame. In 2023, CeCe received the Aretha Franklin Icon Award at the BET Stellar Awards, marking her as a true icon in gospel music.